Welcome to Weekend Projects Only 56. In today's tutorial, I would like to show you how to use a USB3 thumb drive or SSD drive to replace the SD card as the boot disk. You probably already noticed, if you use the SD card as the boot disk for Raspberry Pi, the operation was not that smooth when using desktop applications, especially when you watch YouTube videos or open few browser windows. The experience is even worse. Without further ado, let's begin. For good performance, a USB 3.0 thumb drive is preferred. The blue color on the connector or the label on the USB disk should indicate it's a USB 3.0 drive. Or it could go for a SSD disk purchased with a SATA to USB-A converter. This combination will give you a better disk performance. Personally, I've tried both USB 3 thumb drive and SSD. I highly recommend to use at least a SSD as the boot disk. In the tutorial today, I will use the brand new USB 3 thumb drive since I have already installed OS on the SSD disk. This SD card is the one I used for first episode. If you haven't watched that video, please click the link to check it out. I removed the SD card from Raspberry Pi. Please prepare another empty SD card. Insert the SD card into your SD card reader from the computer. Then launch the Raspberry Pi imager. Check out the last episode if you don't know how to. From the menu, click Choose OS and scroll down to Miscellaneous Utility Images. Then click Bootloader, then select USB Boot. This option allows Raspberry Pi to boot from the USB if a USB drive is inserted. If it cannot find the USB drive, the Raspberry Pi will boot from the SD card. Then click on Choose Storage and select the drive where I inserted the SD card. And then click on Write to start write to the disk, and then click Yes. Okay, it completed the disk writing, then click Continue. Then remove the SD card from the SD card reader and insert it to Raspberry Pi. Reboot Raspberry Pi. It only takes a few seconds and you will see the green LED continuously flashing. Wait for a few seconds. Then the process is completed. Now remove the USB power cable and the newly prepared SD card. Then place the bootable SD card in Raspberry Pi created in last episode. Next, plug in the power and boot up Raspberry Pi. Now let's start using the VNC Viewer application installed in the last episode. After VNC Viewer is opened, you can see the icon created in last episode. Double-click to start VNC Viewer session. Whoops, it failed to start. Well, let's delete this connection and create another new section. In the VNC Server text box, type raspberry.local, and in the name field, type Pi4. Double-click the connection to connect to Raspberry Pi. Use the username Pi and the default password Raspberry if you haven't reset your password. In less than 1 second, VNC Viewer is showing us the Pi desktop. Next step is to duplicate the bootable SD card into the USB drive, and then we will boot up Raspberry Pi from this USB drive. Let's insert the USB drive into Raspberry Pi. Remember to insert the USB drive into the USB blue color connector. only the one with blue color is USB 3.0. Okay, let's go back to Raspberry Pi's desktop and let's run the application from Raspberry Pi. Click the logo and click the accessory, and then click on SD card Copier. The program will ask you to copy from what device. Click to select /dev/mmcblk0. This is the bootable SD card. In Copy to Device, it auto-selected the SanDisk 16GB SUB drive for us. Then, click on Start to begin. A warning will show you asking you to confirm overwriting your USB drive. Click Yes. Every file on this USB drive will be erased. Let's wait for a few seconds. It's completed. Click OK. Click Close to shut down SD card Copier. Then let's reboot Raspberry Pi from the menu. Select Logo and then shut down. Wait for a few seconds. Unplug USB power to shut down Pi and remove SD card. At this time, USB drive is Pi bootable disk. Let's plug in USB power again. You will see the boot up speed is now really fast. The VNC viewer in the background is also connected and show us the Pi desktop. Since the bootable SD card is not in Pi, we have successfully booted up from the USB drive. You can experience the smooth operation on the newly created USB drive with your Pi. The way to connect USB-A to SATA converter is to connect both connectors to SSD and then the USB-A end to blue indicate USB 3 on Pi. Then just follow what we did previously and you will be able to boot from SATA SSD. One thing to notice is the compatibility between the SATA converters with Pi. Here's a website I found that shows compatibility between converters and SATA drives for many brands and models. Please go to check it out before you purchase these SATA drives and converters. Alright, this concluded how to migrate from SD card to USB 3. I hope this tutorial is useful to you. If you like this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you, and I will see you next time.